Great call on ZIM. ZIM, baby. God, man, I think ZIM, I'm glad you brought that up. You know why? Here's why. So ZIM was left for dead, right? I mean, I love these stories, right? When we got into the COVID years, shipping rates just went through the roof because there was a scarcity of products. So all of a sudden, companies had to really pay really high shipping rates. Like rates went up like 5 to 6x. So shipping companies like ZIM were just making money like hand over fist. They were making so much cash flow. This company had a dividend of 25 or 50% of its stock price. You heard it right. You owned a share of their stock. They gave you back 25 to 50% of the stock price. Ridiculous amounts of cash flow. So they got a bunch of cash. Now they did something smart. They said, hey, we got all this cash. Let's buy new ships that are more efficient. They're going to make us more competitive, stronger, better, faster. But the market said, oh, you're not going to make the kind of money you were making during a huge pandemic that led to a huge supply chain constraint. All right, we're going to sell you off. And they sold them off just without any reason at all. Now, I studied the company, looked at shipping rates and said, well, based on shipping rates, these guys are going to turn a profit and they're going to keep generating cash flow to the point where I believe ZIM is discounted and started buying shares. I bought shares at like $10 a share. The stock is trading at $18 a share, $19 a share. I have an exit strategy where I want to sell at $30 a share. Now, we had a retail report, I believe today. Retail sales went up. The consumer's spending money. Well, when the consumer buys all the stuff at Walmart, Walmart has to order some more stuff and have ZIM ship it across the Pacific or ship it across the Pacific through the Panama Canal over to Europe. They have to ship a bunch of stuff. So ZIM volumes are going to go up and shipping rates have been somewhat reasonable, meaning that ZIM is going to turn a profit. ZIM has earnings coming up and I'm really looking forward to it because my bet is that on August 19th, where they announce earnings, this stock's going to do well because the market just continues to bet against ZIM. They continue to say, you guys shouldn't exist. We're going to sell you off. We're going to sell the stock by 91.8%. That's like leaving this company for dead. But what happened between the peak and this trough? They bought new ships. The supply chain for the world didn't go away. Companies still have to ship product from China to Europe, Europe to other places, United States to other places. And where do they do it? On ZIM. So this has been just a really good opportunity. This is a small cap stock, especially where I started. This is $2.28 billion. These guys can double, and none of the institutional investors even pay attention. But if you look at some institutional investors like JP Morgan and some others, they've been buying into this company. So I think the word's getting around that, hey, you know what? This little company is going to kick some butt. And I'm really glad that I picked this stock up. I'm really glad that I didn't invest right away. I started studying it, and then at the right time started to buy into the company. So I feel good about that investment. And what I also feel good about is when a business, kind of gets left for dead by the market, what the heck, man? That's totally unfair to ZIM. It did not represent the company at all. So the market didn't understand the company. I think they were overplaying the downside. That's okay. I will take advantage of the market being wrong and buy dollar cost average my investment and then get a nice appreciation out of the stock. Thanks for calling that out. I appreciate it. That's a fun one. In case you haven't noticed, I love this stuff, man. I love finding companies like that and investing in them and then betting on them.